Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a jersey lover, then this is a video for you. And today it's your lucky day because I'm going to make an absolutely stunning shimmery jersey dress. And talking about one of my favorite fabrics, jersey fabric. It's such a beautiful fabric. It was introduced to the fashion industry by Gabrielle Coco Chanel, because she was the very first designer to use jersey fabrics in women's fashion in a variety of styles. And she made jersey available to women all ages and sizes. So why do we see today jersey dresses costing anywhere between $400 to a couple of $1,000s? Something makes me really uncomfortable thinking that I'm going to ever pay $400 for a dress, and most likely I'm going to wear probably once or twice. Jersey fabric is generally between $3.99, $5.99, $7.99, $12.99, and maybe $20 if it's a much more of a higher quality fabric. So I still don't understand that, but you know me, I do not understand high prices, I cannot justify them, and I'm always looking for the most frugal way out of situations. But while you get yourself comfortable in working with jersey, I want you to know that it's not all just easy road ahead of you. Jersey, like absolutely any other fabric out there, has its own do's and don'ts. But I think as soon as you're going to start practicing more and more and playing with the thickness, with the drape, you would be able to achieve some amazing things. It's all about you keep practicing and don't give up. Just play as much as you can. I do that all the time, especially when I have a thinner fabric. I absolutely love to understand and let the fabric guide me. That's what I always do. I allow the fabric to speak. I try to manipulate it whichever way I think it's best, but reality is the fabric leads me. The fabric tells me where to go, how to drape it, how to fold it, and how to pin it. You will learn how to listen to the jersey fabric when you drape it, like with every other fabric. I don't know why I have this obsession thinking that the fabric speaks to me, but reality is when I put something on my dress form, I turn around a couple of times, I step back, I stop, I take a sip of coffee, I go back, I pin, I redo it, I undo it, I go back, I look at it again, I let it speak to me. Reality is we can't just go against the grain. You can always try to do something, but even if it looks well when it's pinned on a dress form, if you forced it, when you try to sew it, it's going to come out crooked and impossible to wear. I've tried that, and I'm pretty sure you will learn that as soon as you will start practicing. And as you remember, I'm a jersey lover. I created an ensemble a couple of weeks ago. This is the video. You can watch it anytime you want after you finish this one. And I've worn this ensemble a couple of days ago. I managed to get 3 orders out of it from 2 of my clients and 1 of my work friends. So there you go. It's possible. It will happen to you as well. And think about it, all you need is a couple of yards of sparkle jersey fabric. You need your sewing machine, obviously the specific needles, which I would recommend for you to use ballpoint needles, 75 or 80 to prevent snags. Of course, you need thread. Polyester is the best one. You need a dress form because for draping, you absolutely need a dress form. You need pins, you need measuring tape, scissors, and start working. Always use ballpoint or stretch needle. These needles slide between fibers rather than pierce them, helping avoid damage. For stitches, I will always recommend zigzag stitches or stretch stitch to maintain the fabric stretchiness. A narrow zigzag works great for seams, and wider zigzag can be used for hemming. And in my opinion, draping versus pattern. Obviously, there's pros and cons or both. As I mentioned to you before, I absolutely love draping, and this is the way I actually learned how to sew many years ago. Draping pros, in my opinion, offers a creative freeform, allows you also to shape the fabric directly on a form, and gets a absolutely perfect fit. Obviously, there are cons as well. It takes more time and you have to practice to perfect. And obviously, sometimes might require adjustments. If you're not comfortable with the process, you get the chance to keep undoing the pins and fix the fabric, especially if it's a bias cut. Always, it's a little bit more tricky. Using patterns pros, for me, quick is structure as well. It's great, but obviously it's not my cup of tea because I do not like guided steps. I just like to be creative and work with my imagination. Using patterns cons, patterns are standardized. Remember, if you have a pattern from the store, it's going to fit the same general sizing shape as the clothing you find in a store, and so less likely for that to actually give you perfect fit that you will achieve draping. So therefore you might still have to make adjustments. Step-by-step instruction for draping on a form. First of all, start by pre-washing your fabric if you have time, and obviously iron it. Sparkle jersey don't shrink much, but this ensures the fabric is ready. Second step would be draping the bodice. Pin the fabric to your dress form at the shoulders because the fabric might drape and be heavy, and start shaping around the bust, waist, and hips. Smooth out with your hand and work your way towards the back, towards the sides. Smooth out any wrinkles as you work your way down. Pinning the fabric to the form in a desired silhouette, this is the way to go. Obviously, if you have to mark with tailor chalk where the seams will be, especially around the side seam and neckline. Also, make sure you create your sleeves. You don't need to drape them on a dress form, obviously, unless you do have a dress form with sleeves. Now let's talk about price comparison, handmade versus store-bought. Handmade with the material and time, the total cost for your project usually could range anywhere between, I would say, $20 if you're lucky to find a very cheap discounted fabric, to maybe, let's say, $50 depending on the fabric quality. If you go to a store, obviously the dresses could be anywhere between $100 to maybe a couple of $1,000. Depends on the brand, depends on the designer. And so in my opinion, making this DIY version, it's far more affordable. And so coming down to styling, for me, I would always choose a pair of heels for formal events, a clutch for a sophisticated evening look if we have to, for a casual chic, dress it down with denim jacket and boots, or a glam day look, to let the sparkle of the jersey take the spotlight and obviously don't look like a Christmas tree. Sit down at your sewing machine and sew all the pieces together. So with all the marked fabric pieces, sew the seams using a narrow zigzag stitch. Press each single time. Big tip, press all your seams, otherwise you're going to have a very messy finish and you might not even like it. Sometimes could be even crooked, but that will ensure a very clean and professional look. And obviously the finishing touches. For the hem and sleeves, use a twin needle or a zigzag stitch to allow stretch while keeping a polished finish. Add elastic to the waist if that's where you're going with, or cuffs if you have at your sleeves, and you're pretty much done. The way I think you should care for the sparkle jersey is, first of all, washing it. Absolutely hand wash, or use a delicate machine cycle in a cold water to preserve the sparkle and of course the elasticity of the fabric. Drying, my opinion, I would always prefer to lay it flat to dry, or obviously use a very low heat setting to avoid damaging the glitter if you have to. Storage, I usually fold this carefully. I do not like to use it on a hanger. Sometimes if it stays too long on a hanger, it might end up with some weird shape around my shoulders that I do not like, but fold it carefully to prevent wrinkles and of course to maintain the fabric integrity. I would suggest for the beginning, just choose a very stable jersey, and by that I mean a heavier or medium weight jersey, because it's a lot easier to handle than the lightweight version, which tends to be more slippery. Also, Also, always, and I'm still doing that, practice on scrap fabric. Please get a feel of your machine settings and how you get to control the fabric and the stitches on a very small piece of jersey before starting the main project, so you don't screw up big time. Also, a final advice, always go really slowly. Take your time, and especially with stretchy areas to avoid the puckering. And if you're up for it, a bit of learning curve, jersey can be a great fabric to start with, especially since it's rewarding to make clothes that are comfortable and stretchy and so easy to wear. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are as excited to try making this sparkle jersey dress as I am. And remember, creating your own clothing not only saves money but lets you express your unique style, your taste, and adjust where you want to adjust, something that the store-bought version might not hide. And so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give the thumbs up, subscribe for more projects, and let me know in a comment what you would like to see next. And be sure to check out the description for all the materials I used, and of course links to some great deals. Keep sewing, keep shining, and I will see you here in the next video. And hey, if you haven't already, check out my other videos to keep those creative juices flowing. Bye!